driving through Montana. Got quite a long drive today on the way to Glacier, but the scenery around definitely helps.
So I am at a little bit more than halfway from Yellowstone to Glacier. I'm doing an overnight stop here at this little campground. It's beautiful. I've got the mountains behind. Just across the street here behind me there is a stream and there are people fishing there, and it's early afternoon, just going to take it easy. But I wanted to give you an idea. This is again a different third type of campground, and we saw the boondocking or dry camping thing. I showed you the KOA that I stayed at. Is a little bit different. It's a small family run campsite. It's private. They've got space for maybe 20 caravans or RVs. They've got showers and toilets there for those people who need them. There's my vehicle, and the owners live on the property here. That's their house. There's they've got a couple of motel rooms there and a little store, and over there is a grill and bar, which I might go to this evening. We'll see. So anyway, that's just a different kind of campground. It's very quiet, yeah, it's very pleasant, and hopefully get a good night's rest and get there at a good time to get to Glacier tomorrow.
Good morning. After a good night's sleep, I'm on my way to Glacier. The area really is pretty. Last night the campsite was quiet. Slept like a baby. I'm really excited to get to Glacier today. It's very exciting. I can see the mountains of Glacier National Park ahead of me, and after 3 hours in the car, this is a good sight.
This has to be one of the most beautiful sights I have ever seen. It's before the sunlight hits this valley formed by a glacier tens or hundreds of thousands of years, with the stream running far down below. We're above those clouds looking down on them, and as I pan to the right, you can see the mountaintops there already in the sun. Slightly blocked by the trees, but you get the idea. Good morning on my first full day in Glacier National Park. At the moment I am at a place called Logan Pass, which is the top of a road called Driving to the Sun. And it's truly a famous, spectacular route through the park. Coming up here, I started before sunrise, about an hour drive to get up here. I did not film on the way up because the light wasn't so good. Also, this place is incredibly famous. It's 8 a.m. and the parking lot is probably half full. By 8:30, 8:45 there won't be any parking spaces here. So I wanted to make sure that I got here for a nice early start, and I'm going to be doing my first hike from here. So I'm starting from the visitor center here at Logan's Pass, and I am heading towards Hidden Lake. It's a 3-mile hike each way, but you can only do 1.5 miles to an overlook because the part after that is closed due to bear activity. I mean, here's the view already from the start. You got snow up on the mountains there. We're at about 6,500 feet at the moment. This is a very popular trail, so the entire part, it's not wheelchair accessible because there are steps, but you've got a boardwalk to walk on. This is the view from nearly at the top. You can barely make out. Down there is where we started. The sunrise, kind of interfering with the shot, but you get an idea. I'm at the overlook, looking down on Hidden Lake, and it's pretty much, you might ask, what's so special about it? Well, if I pan out, you can see what the surroundings look like. Well, I'm nearly back at the visitor center. Couldn't have asked for a better first hike in Glacier. It was spectacular. It is cold. The wind is fairly strong, and higher up it was much stronger and icy. But I'm wearing this brown jacket I'm wearing is the top half of my rain suit, and it's a really good wind protector. So I was fine. It was well worth it. Great hike. One of the things that I'm really enjoying is that after that hike, before I start the next hike, which is a little bit longer, and I'll tell you about it when I start, before that I can take a break inside the RV, the caravan. It was cold out. I mean, I was warmly dressed, but it was cold. Relaxed for a few minutes. I made myself some coffee. I'm really, this is a good way to do it. Okay, I'm at Logan Pass. It's actually the continental divide, the watershed between east and west in the United States, and about 2,000 meters elevation, 6,600 feet, and I'm about to hill called the High Line Trail. This trail goes above the Going to the Sun road, which I'm going to show you a little bit later, It goes along the side of the mountains. If I were to do the whole thing, it's about 14 miles one way, and it ends down on the road again. The problem is there's no way for me to get back here, and also 14 miles is a bit much. So I'm probably going to make it into a 6 to 8 mile hike, and that will be good for today, especially since I've already done the 3 mile hike. So more along the way. The start of the hike is a gentle downhill, but look already right from the beginning, that view down the valley. Absolutely amazing. I just hope, seeing as I have to come back this way, that on the way back the uphill seems just as gentle. We shall see. So down below you can see that road. That is the going to the Sun Road, which I'll be driving on later and showing you points. And the Highline Trail that I'm on is above that. You can see people walking there. Excuse the shaking. And I just have these incredible views all the way. There's quite the drop here. So what they've done on the side of the path is they've put on handrails for you to hold on to. The path is about a meter wide, half a meter wide, but at least there's something to hold on to. There you get a good view of the path I've been walking on above the road, because you can never have too many views of this valley. And there's a view of the path that I'm going on. A little while will be in the sunshine, which I'm excited about because it's kind of chilly. Little waterfall coming down in the middle of the hike, across the path and carrying on down into the valley below. And the big moment comes as I move from shade into sun. Up ahead is still spectacular. I don't think that's going to change at all. I must say, I am getting used to walking so close to a drop off. Cannot say it's fun, but at least it's not bothering me as much anymore. Because over here, this part, for a while now already, there's no safety rope to hold on to. Okay, so we have our first bear of the trip. Up ahead there, 2 bears, I think. There's a group of hikers just ahead of me who have stopped for obvious reasons. I think I'll wait here and see what happens.
Whole situation though, with the people and the bear.
Trying to create a bit of noise to see if it'll move off.
Yeah, I think he doesn't care.
Yeah.
That's my sense.
Maybe we've come across the park's one deaf bear.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a joke. Yes, he can't. I just think he does not give an F. Bear. He just found some tasty whatever he's eating.
Because he keeps digging in.
We're just walking slowly past it, trying not to fall over.
I know, it's a tough path.
Now this is kind of the extreme edge of my telephoto ability, but the bear is now sitting on the path where we crossed. There's another group waiting to cross. I'm heading in the opposite direction, but I do need to come back this way. Cross that bridge when we get to it, so to speak. Yeah, never mind the spectacular views in the distance. Even up close in the field here, on the slopes, the colors, trees are beautiful. And once again, the view from the trail changes. I think that where those people are, I'm going to take a break and decide how much further I want to go. I've done about 4.5 miles already. It's just so tempting because you know around every corner there's something new to see. I've decided I'll do another mile or so of this and then turn back. How can I not? When will I have a chance to do something like this again? So I was thinking of turning around a little bit earlier, but I am so pleased that I didn't. I mean, just look at the view. Hold on, I'll steady the camera. You've got the lake in the distance in the valley there. A little stream going through the valley down below here. The mountains with snow on the peaks over there. Well, what more could I ask for? Right, so I've done 6 miles. There's another 4.5 miles to this trail, but it doesn't end where I started. So I'm now going to turn around, head back that way, and walk back 6 miles to the car. This has to be one of the best hikes I've ever done, if not the best. So I'm fine with that. One last time looking down on the Going to the Sun road. After the hike, I'll be driving down that.
There we are, driving down the Driving to the Sun road, which we saw from up above on the Highline Trail. It's not hard to tell why this is one of the most popular drives in America. Even when you can't see far, what's up close is unbelievable. The colors, the fall colors, the yellows and oranges.
Good morning. So on the menu for today is a slightly shorter hike. It's, at least for the first part of the day, it's about 6 miles to Avalanche Lake, and supposedly there are a few waterfalls along the way, so it should be good and certainly a lot less strenuous than the walk yesterday. We're starting off just walking through the trees, nice and level, and it's cool but not cold. We're a lot lower than we were yesterday. Also, I'm starting later. The trail's taking me amongst the big trees next to this little stream or river. And as always, in the background, through the trees, we can see the massive mountains. These valleys, of course, all shaped by glaciers many, many years ago. It's very different from yesterday, but also pretty beautiful. Sorry. Waterfall just down here, I think, coming down into this pool, but can't quite see it from here. There we go. Now I can get a glimpse of the
Over
waterfall.
there, to the creek, yeah.
View of the falls from up above. What a difference from the hike yesterday. The variety here in this park is just amazing. Hiking here amongst the trees along the stream is truly something special. I've been walking through the trees, but I come to an opening to see this. How cool is it? I've walked about 1.25 miles, mile and a half, and it's about 2.5 miles into the lake. And after 3.5 kilometers, here we are at Avalanche Lake, or the start of it anyway. So apart from the first 200-300 meters or yards, it's been uphill all the way. Not a heavy uphill, but uphill. I think the elevation gain is about 800 feet. The bright side of that is that it'll be all downhill on the way back. And for getting here was this. It's called Avalanche Lake. It's formed by a glacier many thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years ago. And it is a very popular hike. Lots of people on the hike. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing given the amount of bear poop that was on the trail. So safety in numbers, as they say. Rest here for a while, take in the view, and then head back down. So I went on a little bit further just to get away from the crying babies and loud parents down there. The water here is crystal clear. You can see sunken logs in the water, not just here at the edge where it's shallow, further in as well. Just stunningly beautiful. I could go further up along the coastline here of the lake, but there's not much more to go, and I think what I've done so far will do very nicely. On the way back, taking a small diversion through this area known as the Grove of the Cedars. Big cedar trees. Not quite as impressive as the sequoias in Kings Canyon, but still very nice. Well, I was pretty tired after that hike. I think it's accumulated effect of all the long hike yesterday and today. So I just came back to the campsite and took it easy this afternoon and working on the video. I hope this will be, this is the end of part 1 of Glacier. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to sharing part 2 with you. All the best.